Spend less time in the chart by setting up filters in your Documents component and in the Documentation section of the chart. So first, I'm on a Workflow M page and I see Documents. I've got 28 currently showing here. Up in the top right of this component, you're going to see a bunch of buttons that are used to limit the results that you're seeing in this section. So for starters, I can see there's a button that says last 18 months. I could limit that to anything in the last week. It's going to seriously cut down on what I see here. I'm going to change it back to the last 18 months. Here, I see there's a button that says Change Filter. If I select that button, a menu appears. Specifically, what you see in this list depends on your health system's build. You won't necessarily see precisely these things here. These are set up by each facility that implements Cerner. It's a little bit different everywhere you go. But I'm going to take it off of all, and I'm going to change it to Ambulatory Provider Notes. I'm going to click OK, and I see my 28 results are now limited to 1. So that certainly cuts down on the number of notes that I have to filter through if I'm looking for something specific. I can also filter by my notes only or group by encounter if my patient is a frequent flyer, has a whole bunch of visits. I can also click the Documents header to jump to the Documentation section of the chart. This is one of two areas of the chart that pretty much holds everything. It's this and the Notes section. And again, this is called the Documentation section, but at your place, it might be called the Documents section or something similar. It doesn't really matter. The point is it holds pretty much everything that's been in the chart ever. And to limit this, you're going to want to use this drop-down menu in the top left. I can change it from all to only showing physician notes. And this is going to show me anything that's been documented by a physician, PA, or NP. I'll change this back to all. You also have the option to use advanced filters here. If you click advanced filters, it's going to bring up a new window. This window is pretty busy, but what you're looking for is pretty simple. On the left-hand side, you have this section titled Select the Document Types You Want to See. And you're simply going to check the boxes for the type of thing that you want. And then you're going to name this filter whatever you want it to be. So in the bottom right, I'm going to click Save As, and we're going to call this Notes. And I'll click Save. We'll apply the current filter and then we'll close it. And we'll see how that limits what we're looking at in this section here. Now this filter is going to be available as a personal filter. If it's enabled by your health system, you can also have shared filters. So a group or service could have a shared filter that everyone gets to use. The only problem is that's maintained by one person who is then sharing that filter. It's associated with their account. So if they leave, that filter goes with them. But it is an option for you to be able to share filters with colleagues if it's enabled by your IT department. Another thing I'll point out, when you're looking at advanced filters, some of these have the option to expand this category and get a little bit more nuanced. And you might see that there's a lot more specific information or different types of documents in here. Whether you need to get into that totally depends on what you're looking for and how specific you want your filter to be. You can make several filters. You can also get specific about time frame and the status of the document. Typically though, setting just the document types is enough to clean up the record when you get into it.